Okay, number one, it was a bloody weekend. 5 children were killed in our cities over July 4th weekend, all of them black children. 9 people were shot in Baltimore. 69 people were shot in Chicago. 16 of those were killed. 25 were shot in Atlanta in a 24-hour period on Sunday, including an 8-year-old girl who was killed right near the spot where Rayshard Brooks was justifiably shot in self-defense by police. But there have been protests going on there because of that justified shooting of a violent criminal. And in the midst of all that chaos, an 8-year-old girl was killed, shot while she was in the car with her parents. The parents of the child spoke out at a news conference. Watch this.
They say Black Lives Matter. You killed your own. Killed your own this time. Just because of barrier. They killed my baby because she crossed the barrier and made a U-turn. You killed a child. She ain't do nothing to nobody.
They didn't give us time to make a U-turn. They started shooting on my car before we could even make a U-turn. Shooting my tires out, like, why?
But Black Lives Matter.
My baby was shot in her bed.
Killing your own.
Nobody there to help
You
me.
killed an 8-year-old child.
Nobody.
She ain't did nothing to now one of y'all. She just wanted to get home to see her cousin. That's all she wanted to do. She just wanted to get home.
So now you watch that very gut-wrenching video of grieving parents, and you see in tragic detail the total absurdity of the Black Lives Matter organization and the destructive movement that it has helped to launch. Because BLM has nothing to say about this child or for this child or on this child's behalf. There will be no protests, no riots, not for her, not for any of the other 4 children killed this weekend or any of the dozens of other people killed in general just this past weekend in our cities. Now think about this. 9 unarmed black people were shot and killed by police all of last year. 9. Only a couple of those shootings were questionable. Most of them were justified. 25 people were shot in Atlanta in 24 hours. Now, Black Lives Matter tells us the first thing, the 9 people, that's a horror worthy of rioting and protesting. The second thing, the 25, is not. 9 people in a year versus 25 in a day. In one city. 9 people across the country in a year versus 25 in a day in one city. Which is the greater epidemic? Which is the greater crisis? Which is affecting communities more? To reinforce the point again, compare 9 unarmed black people killed by cops in 1 year to nearly twice as many black people killed in Chicago in one weekend. There are dozens of ways to frame this. 9 unarmed black people killed by police versus 5 children killed in one weekend. Now, you know, the Black Lives Matter. If the name of their organization was something like Police Brutality is Bad, PBB instead of BLM, well, then they'd have a little bit more of an excuse to ignore the carnage in our cities as they're doing. But the name of the organization is not Police Brutality is Bad. The name of the organization is Black Lives Matter. They're supposed to be fighting for, defending, attesting to the inherent value of black life and of all human life. That's what they would say. I mean, they would claim that, you know, they're not saying that all lives don't matter. They're focusing on this problem of black life being dehumanized and devalued in our society. That's what they would say. And if that's their mission, and they say that it is, then there is nowhere that this mission is more necessary than in our cities, addressing the violence problem within the communities themselves. The person who shot into the car where that 8-year-old girl was sitting and killed her, that is a person who devalued her life, discarded it, treated her life as nothing. Most of these people that were killed this weekend, most of them would have been killed for nothing, for no real reason, either randomly or in robberies or in gang disputes or drug-related violence or for some other totally frivolous reason. Yet, you know, so yes, there is a real problem with life being devalued in this country. Black life especially. But it's happening mostly within these communities, and BLM has nothing to say because they are frauds. They are total, absolute frauds. Hey, you right there. Hit the subscribe button right now. Do it right now. I thank you for your compliance. It's somewhat appreciated.